Do you want to share one of your pee stories?
Which one?
When we were at somebody's house.
Huh? Oh, I know. No. Oh, no.
You don't want to share either.
I see this thing coming. I'm like trying to unbutton and I start to pee. And then this thing starts falling. I was like, oh no. And I'm like, and then like my dick is just like, like a freaking fire, like fire hose. I pee literally all over the side of the sink, all over the seat, all over the toilet, all over the floor. And then they had like a carpet too. And I'm just like, oh, I was just, this was me. Like I was like not even coordinated. I was like, oh shit. And then so I was like, what do I do? And then like, so, I don't know, guys, tell me. When you start peeing, it's so hard to shut that hose up.
I don't understand how you like just don't stop the pee.
You can't stop the hose.
Oh my god, you need to work on your kegels.
Oh my gosh, I couldn't stop. Bam, 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 bam. Happy freaking New Year, guys. We're back. It's 2024. Ooh, so much has happened. Not really.
It has?
No, not much has happened.
Okay.
We're just same old, but it's a new year.
It is a new year.
And just so you know, disclaimer, Molly's pumping because this is what we do. Actually, this is what she does. She's pumping right now. So if you hear the in the background, that's just her nipples just being pulled into a plastic tube.
Oh my God. Sorry, TMI.
That's the life of a mom.
Somebody has to feed the child.
Somebody has to feed the child. Speaking of which, our children are pretty awesome kids.
Yeah, they are.
They're really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Conrad's doing really well with Griffin, and Griffin is freaking rock star with her rock star mom.
Thanks, babe. Conrad loves looking at him, like when he goes to school or when we come and get him.
Really?
Yeah, because I'll set him on the ground and like get his jacket on, and I'm always like making sure the other kids aren't coming by him, right? Because otherwise I'd pick him up.
Yeah.
But he'll come in and like look right into his face. He's like,
"That's cool." Like inside the car seat.
And then he waves. Like
That's
he
awesome.
can see him.
Have you been using the stroller, or you just been carrying him in?
Not this week. I've been trying with just carrying him in, but I might have to start using the stroller because Conrad's a little butthead sometimes when we're walking out and like runs away and stuff. And it's too busy of a parking lot.
Especially when you guys get there.
Right.
When I get there, it's pretty early, so there's like very barely any cars.
Right.
Our son goes to daycare, obviously. So when we decided to keep him in daycare instead of keeping him home while Molly's, on maternity leave, figured out a way to have Molly have Griffin in a car seat, but also take Conrad in. So on the back of our stroller, I bought this little kickstand thing that Conrad can like stand on and hold. And we tested it out when we first got it, and he actually thought it was pretty cool, like this little skateboard thing.
He really likes it, and then it's funny because everyone like that sees us is like, "Oh, that's cool," and I was like, "This has been around forever. Like, why is this? But cool." I was like, "Oh, got to keep it interesting, for him." Because sometimes I feel a little bit extra, like going around like that, but.
Nah,
that's okay.
Nah, they're just jealous.
Yeah,
they don't got what we got.
Right,
like a double stroller. That thing's a freaking beast.
Thing is a beast.
I posted that on like Instagram. I think like last weekend or something, and I was like, "Holy crap! Like that thing is a freaking beast."
It's gonna be cool when we like actually do outings and stuff because it'll be nice for us.
We should
them.
We should do outings.
We should.
Just gotta get through these like freaking. Like cold season.
Yeah.
Like when I say cold, not the temperature, like the sickness. Crap.
Yeah. And
going around.
And like Griffin's still just so like new, and I'm so new at being a mom again, and I mean that in like, the sense of having to pump and feed him and like whatever, that like we're on such a schedule that like once we can kind of like extend that schedule, it'll be easier to like go out and do stuff.
I think we can. I think we still gotta keep in mind like you're pumping, right?
Right.
But I know we do have like you have those portable ones that you can do on the go and stuff.
Yeah, so we just don't want to use those too early. Yeah. Because like you just don't get enough like milk, or potentially you don't. So I was thinking of gonna try them probably after like 6 weeks. We're at 4 weeks.
Oh, okay. See how it goes.
Yeah, probably actually. Conrad is off July 15th also, so we'll be home together, and so maybe that day as well, depending on how he's...
January 15th.
What did I say? July?
July.
Yeah, I meant January, sorry.
Freaking way. I don't even know why are they closed on July 15th.
I'm thinking warm weather here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, about to get some snow here.
I might like have them ready that day just in case he's
just give
like,
it a shot.
He really needs attention, or, you know, I can't like sit and pump and whatever. Yeah.
Mine, 2 kids.
Sorry, this is like totally random and like
random. This is what our podcast is all about. Just random.
That I needed to tell my husband.
Yeah. No, thanks for informing me.
You're welcome. You'll forget, and I'll have to explain it again, but it's fine.
Well, we're back, guys, and it's 2024. New year. Wild. I know. It's so crazy to me how fast already it's been. It's been a week.
Yeah.
We're a week in to the new year.
Like what?
Yeah. And life just keeps going on. And so this podcast keeps going on. And today's episode, we're just going to keep it a little fun, a little maybe like TMI, maybe a little bit personal. But the overarching theme of this podcast is getting rid of the bad shit and starting off 2024 clean.
Yes.
So with that being said, this podcast, if you are triggered by disgusting bodily fluids or don't want to hear about like excrement and stuff coming out of holes, you might want to turn this podcast off. But if you aren't, hope you enjoy this podcast. So first things first, we're going to start off with a game.
Random podcast.
It is
hey, let me do it. I haven't done it in a while.
Okay, here. Pick. Oh, and today's podcast is brought to you by a Cab Sauvignon.
Ooh, this is good. I don't even
know who made this one, but I bought this from Costco. Cheers. All right, read it to me. Hit me.
I only like the first one.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Boring.
Damn. I'm gonna cut all this off.
Sorry. Okay. What is the most scenic landscape you've ever traveled through?
Oh, Colorado.
I was gonna say, let's say it on 3. 1, 2, 3. Colorado.
Yeah,
I've never been there.
My drive to Wisconsin from Las Vegas, and then my drive from Denver to Las Vegas after residency. Most scenic drive ever. Oh, cresting over mountains. No, just going through the mountains and then doing this and like going up. Oh, it's so gorgeous. I'm just like getting chills just like thinking about it. It's beautiful. I'm gonna take it to Colorado.
I know,
and we're gonna drive up in the mountains, and then you're gonna just see how gorgeous it is. Yes. We have to go in the summertime because summertime is the best time to go. Wintertime, yeah. Unless you're a skier and snowboarder, yeah. Summertime, I mean, so gorgeous. See the aspens, the pines, the evergreens just dotting, all covering the mountains, and then you can see like just sharp cliffs and people climbing them. Oh, so cool.
Oh my gosh.
What about you?
Las Vegas.
Las Vegas?
I'm kidding. Probably up north. Maybe second Las Vegas. Just because that was like so different and new to me.
The first time I took Molly to Vegas, she was just like in awe at the mountains. Yeah, and like at Red Rocks, she was like, whoa. He was like, that's where Conrad gets it. Whoa.
Wow. Yeah, it was pretty cool. Yeah, I don't think anything else. Panama was kind of cool. Like certain parts of it, like up in the mountain and stuff too.
Was it like jungly there?
Yeah.
It was?
Yeah. There's black panthers and stuff. Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like you just sweated the whole time.
I just learned this about cats. So cats' tongues, the larger the animal is, so like from house cat to lion, which is the largest cat, their tongues, you know how like we call papillae on our tongue? Cats have the same thing, but they are spikes to like scrape off
their fur.
The fur and also the meat off the bones of their food. Ew. And so they took a photo of a lion's tongue, and it literally just looks like a bunch of freaking like sharp, like spikes that comes out. Looks like freaking painful.
Gross.
So that's why whenever I watch like shows like an Animal Planet, and the lion is like licking the guy's head or whatever, like they always say, and I remember hearing them say, it's like, oh, like that kind of hurts. I'm like, why? Like, this is a tongue, you know? But yeah, it's like there's like these little spikes, so it does hurt, actually hurt.
Gross.
Yeah. That's why I hate cats.
Because
of their tongues.
Weirdo. Is there enough fun and adventure in your life?
I would say yeah. I think there's a balance, you know? Like you can't, unless you're like an adventure seeker, can't be like fun and adventure all the time. Right. Or else you get tired. Unless you were, like I said, are an adventure seeker and it's fun. Like that's your life. But I think for a majority of the population, like the novelty of having something fun and adventurous like comes and goes. And I think people would appreciate more that like steady, kind of just like normal, like easygoing life. And then you get these spikes of like fun. So I would say, yeah, we definitely have a good balance. Now, could we be a little bit more fun and adventurous? Absolutely, I think.
Yeah, I would agree.
I think life kind of, you know, gets ahead of us, and, you know, we have 2 kids now, and, you know, the weather's kind of like bummy, but I know that we made a goal last year and making a goal this year to like go out to brunch or go to restaurants. I know we started an Instagram like shared collaborative like saving thing of like restaurants, kids play places, like museum. I really want to take Conrad to the Discovery World. I think he'd really love that. I think so too. So like I think just stuff like that, like we need to be more adventurous. Yeah. We'll go on more hikes. I think Conrad, now that he can walk, I think he'd like really enjoy going on hikes and walking and running and stuff. So yeah, I think we have a good balance. Right now it's just kind of a lull because of the weather and like the situation with the newborn. But yeah, I would say so. How about you?
No, I agree with everything you said.
Yeah. Yep. Cool.
What was your favorite thing to do when you were 10?
When I was 10.
Yeah, I know.
Let's see. I just moved to Vegas when I was 10. What was my favorite thing? No, 10.
Oh. You told 97 me 8 at one point.
No, 97. What was my favorite thing to do at 10? Buy strawberry shortcake ice cream at school at the snack shop and beat people at tetherball and Foursquare at school. Oh my God. I had to establish myself when I was in Vegas, man. I was like, I had to learn these new sports and I was actually pretty good at it. Tetherball was like second to Foursquare. I was dominant at Foursquare. So I was like the new kid on the block. I was like, me and my buddy Angel, who is married to a white girl too, and had just had a daughter. We would freaking kill on the Foursquare, man. 2 brown kids taking on these white folks. Someone bring it on, bitch.
Oh my God.
Freaking own you. And I do this like fake move where I look at you, but I spike it to the other person, and they're like, oh. That was my signature move. So yeah, at 10, I don't know. That was all I really did. Like I played video games, but it was always like trying to like get money to buy strawberry shortcake ice cream popsicles. That's why I love it. Yeah, from my parents.
That's funny.
But yeah, what about you? 10 years old.
I think I just started playing volleyball, so probably that.
Volleyball?
Yeah, volleyball and basketball.
Okay. Now, when you were playing those sports, I don't know if we touched on this in past podcasts, but did you consider yourself like a legit player? Or were you doing it for like fun?
Probably in 5th grade was more like when we started playing. So I would say like it was more like fun learning the basics. Yeah. But then I thought I was the shit.
Really? Yeah. Like come middle school?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you play in high school?
No.
You didn't play in high school?
No, because I didn't make the teams. They cut me at the last minute because I went from the small grade school to a public high school and I didn't know anybody.
Oh, gotcha.
So they kept all the friends together. Gotcha. And because I didn't know anyone, it was like, oh, you have everything we're looking both sports. You have everything we're looking for, but we're not gonna put you on the team.
Oh. Punk
and
ass.
I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. You said like bitch? Oh man, look, I already ruined my freaking
I was gonna say your New Year's resolution just went out the door with this podcast.
Man, just this podcast. The last 5 minutes. Yeah. Just cursing. Okay, no more cursing the rest of this podcast. But anyways, no, good questions. I like those.
Yeah.
Alrighty, guys. So we're going to get into the juicy meat and fluids of this podcast.
Gosh.
So today, like I said, the overarching theme is getting rid of the shit for 2024. Look, I already cursed, but it's part of the title. Get rid of the shit and starting 2024 off clean. Whether that's physically, mentally, spiritually, vocally, vocabulary, speechly. So I guess to kind of like start back or kind of take a step back real quick. So I've never really had good bowel movements. And if you already know, like we're going to talk about taking craps, puking, and other stuff on this podcast.
You can call it period.
Yeah.
Other stuff.
I like kind of giggle when I said that.
Oh my God.
But I never had good bowel movements in the past. They were always like not really fulfilling most of the time. I say 80% of the time my poops were just never fulfilling.
Since I've known him, it's either diarrhea or pasty.
Just pasty. That's
all he says.
Yeah, pasty.
Diarrhea
just
or
like
pasty.
Wiping a gazillion times pasty. And so I've been on this like little health kick. So I like listen to podcasts like the Huberman Lab, The Ultimate Human. Like I listen to just a bunch of like just randoms. And one of them they talked about was the utilization of fiber in your diet, whether that's through supplements or through like food. And I was like, I can't eat just all fiber. Like I was trying to think of what fiber was,
Fruits and vegetables.
Fruits and vegetables, husky stuffs or like corn, peas, things like that. And I was like, oh, like what's another easier way, right? And so they talked about like ingesting insoluble/soluble fiber in the form of like powders or capsules or gummies. So obviously the main one that everybody knows of is Metamucil. So I was like, being this old guy, I think I went on like New Year's Eve. I went to Walmart. Was that New Year's Eve? I went to Walmart to buy stuff. Yeah, you were sick.
So? Yeah.
No, I was sick. Saturday.
Christmas Eve?
No, New Year's. Oh, was it Christmas Eve? Christmas Eve. So I went to Walmart to do a little bit of shopping, and I was like, I'm just gonna buy like a bottle of Metamucil. And I just remember back in the day, old people. Teaspoon or like a tablespoon of Metamucil, like that's what their daily thing was. And now here I am,
being an old guy,
36 year old drinking Metamucil. And so I like started taking it, and then all of a sudden my bowels are just like so satisfying. Like it's empties me out, and my poops aren't as pasty. I can wipe and feel comfortable.
Oh my God.
And I'm just like, dude, I freaking love this Metamucil stuff. So then I was like, I'm going to do this every single day. So every single day.
Do you feel like it took a while for it to like work, or did it work like right away?
Immediately. Like the first day. So I was like, like there's something going on here. So I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do this fiber thing, and it's been helping, and my poops have been so satisfying. Like when I poop, I feel like I cleaned out my butthole.
That's funny.
My anus and my large intestines, everything's just like clean.
See, I never had that problem.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm taking Metamucil now too, as of yesterday. But
are we going to get really candid in this conversation?
I mean, you can talk about my poop if you'd like.
Okay, so Molly's poops are just the first time she pooped, like, and she was comfortable sharing her poop stories with me, like she's like, babe, my poop is an anaconda.
You call it an anaconda?
I call it an anaconda. She's like, it's so thick. And I was like, yeah, I remember when I went to races, and like I would use a porta potty before races, and I would see like gigantic logs in there. I was like, how did that come out of somebody's butt? And I always thought, I was just amazed. And then I was like, my wife freaking poops out logs like that. And then so I was just like, what the heck? And then every now and then we'll like send each other photos or take pictures of our poops.
Too much.
And then we're just like, yeah, that's a freaking anaconda.
Yeah.
Or like sometimes like, oh no, that's a python. You know, like, it just depends on the girth.
You remember that time you came out and showed me the picture, and I literally could smell the shit from the picture?
Well, and then like I think just yesterday I walked out the bathroom and it just followed my scent, just followed me. It was so gross.
So gross.
But I don't know. That's my history with poop. I mean, you say your poops have always been satisfying.
Yeah.
Did you ever? And then this is for like other people, as a somebody who's pregnant.
Yeah.
Did you ever have trouble pooping or had bowel troubles when you were pregnant because of all the pressure down there?
More so like constipation because everything like slows down when you're pregnant because everything is going to the baby. So like your bowels don't really function as well. So I'd say more constipation, which is annoying. And
then I know you took Miralax to kind of help with that. Did that help with the constipation?
Yeah.
It did?
Yeah, because I could tell when I didn't take it, I wasn't having a poop every day.
Now, because of the pressure and like how everything slows down, I'm assuming you were more constipated with solid poops than you were with diarrhea.
Yeah.
And then if you did have diarrhea, it was more just like a GI problem, right? Or
yeah,
did you
didn't have diarrhea.
You didn't have diarrhea?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I don't know. Like, I think something was wrong with my bowels. I think something, because I literally would have diarrhea at least
it was
a couple times a week.
Yeah, it was gross.
And I was just like, I don't know why. And I think something is in my bowels that's just irritated. I think, and knock on wood, I don't have any kind of GI problems. But ever since taking Metamucil, man, I feel freaking
really no
great.
problems.
No problems. And I just like sit on the toilet, and then I'm like, I'm the one now freaking pooping out logs. Like some of them have some girth to it, and my butthole don't hurt afterwards.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, frick, this is awesome.
Oh my god.
So yeah, so that's my bowel movement.
Why do you have like the girthy ones that like tear your butthole?
I've had those before. Yeah, but the problem is that I've had those in the past, but they weren't as girthy. But my butthole already ripped. Just so I don't know. I think my butthole's just there's a problem tight. Now. Just tight. Yeah, just gotta loosen it up. Do a little bit more anal. Who knows?
No comment.
But anyways,
do you have any like graphic or like embarrassing poop stories?
I have a couple. I think the one that comes to mind, I don't exactly remember when it happened, but I do remember that there was a time when I really had to poop, and it was like prairie dogging it, like pinching so hard, like my anus, and it was like giving me chills because it was hurting so bad. Gosh. And I couldn't hold it in anymore, and I pooped, and I've always worn boxer briefs, tighty whities when I was little, boxers for like maybe a month in middle school, but then there's always boxer briefs after that. I remember shitting my pants, and like my underwear just like kind of just like ballooned up like this underneath my butt. And I just remember when I was sitting down.
How old were you?
I was a grown ass man. I think I might have been like 28.
Why 29. Couldn't you go to the bathroom?
I had no access to one.
Okay. And where were you?
I was on my way home.
Oh, okay. So you were in the car.
I was in the car. Okay. Yeah. So I mean I couldn't just stop and shit on the side of the road.
You could have. But I'm driving and I'm
just driving like this. And then I just remember pulling into the garage, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's coming. And I was like shaking like this. I was like, oh my gosh. And then it just like came out, and it just like literally just like in my seat, it just like spread out on my butt cheeks. Ew. And I pushed my pants down. I swear there's probably depression in my car, in my seat, because I pushed out. And I was just like, oh. And then so I was just like walking like very, very gingerly to my apartment. This probably was when I was like moved back from Colorado.
Oh my gosh.
That was one story. And then the other story, I just recently, I think, like a couple weeks ago, I was like,
oh yeah,
like I was like farting, and sometimes like we just like randomly fart.
Yeah.
And I just like farted, and I was like, oh,
wasn't this when you had the stomach
the stomach bug? Yeah. I farted, and I was like, oh, crap.
I just pooped my pants. I just pooped my pants.
And it was just like,
but that's not the first time you've said that since we've been together.
No,
usually
but this
it's
one
a
was
false alarm.
Yeah, but this one was bad because this one, because we had the stomach bug over Christmas, and it just like smeared the inside of my freaking crack. When I was wiping, I was like, I had to wipe like the butt cheeks because it had just like spread out. And I was like, oh my gosh, like that's the last time I'm farting.
That's so gross.
Yeah, so bad. But
I've actually done that before when I was sick. Like I've had like diarrhea for days, like and whatever. And I was like, oh, I just got to fart. And I was going to a date after work.
Oh.
And we were going to a Starbucks and just like having coffee. And I like farted in my car. It was not fart. It was shit. Yeah. I was like, oh man, what do I do? And like Starbucks was like gonna be closing like shortly, so like it was just like something quick. And so they had like cleaned the bathroom. So the bathroom was like, the door was open.
Yeah.
And I couldn't figure out how to close it. So I'm like trying to hurry up before I like my date gets there. Like, so I don't have to explain. Right. And then, yeah, it was, yeah.
What poop stories do you have?
That's, I think, like the main one. Yeah, I don't think I have any other ones. I don't think I've otherwise pooped my pants.
Have you ever peed your pants?
Oh, yeah. Don't you remember after Conrad one time I was laughing and I literally just peed?
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you did.
Yes.
But
yes. There was that one time too when we were in the bathroom with Conrad doing his bath. And he did something and didn't I?
That's right.
That's when he pooped on the floor.
When he pooped on the floor.
And I just was laughing so hard. I was pregnant with Griffin and I just like peed. Conrad, I was like, it's coming.
Yeah. Conrad has this complex sometimes when we pull him out of the bath. He doesn't want to get dressed or wants to be like touched or anything. So the one time we pulled him out of the tub, he was dripping wet and he like goes and walks by the toilet. And then he just like plops down.
He squats. And we think he's just joking around, like hiding in the corner, right?
And all of a sudden, I just see this brown turd just like drop to the floor. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's freaking pooped. And then Molly's just keeling over, dying and like peeing her pants.
I was dying. It was so funny because then he stepped in it too, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. And no, I think it was like multiple. Like I picked him up and put him down, and then he squatted and then like almost started to shit again or pee or something.
Well, we were laughing so hard, and I think he was scared that we were laughing because we like literally just lost it, and he was like, "What the hell's happening? So Why are you guys laughing?" You know?
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
So he got all like discombobulated. That was hilarious.
That was very funny.
Yes.
I peed my pants on purpose, actually. Like when I was doing obstacle course races, like instead of stopping at the bathroom, like you just pee yourself.
Yeah.
And then there's always going to be water obstacles. So then I would just rinse off in the water, or I would pee in the water. Like if it's a river we had to cross, I'd just pee in it and then just go on. Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah. Why?
Because now everyone has to waft through your pee.
So what?
That's disgusting.
We're running through fields and dirt.
Is what I won't do.
Pee is the most sterile liquid that we...
then why can't people pee in pools?
Because it can cause diseases.
Oh my God.
I don't know why people can't pee in pools. Why can't people pee in pools?
I don't know. They just always tell you not to pee in pools.
Well, would you swallow pool water?
I mean, I have on accident.
Yeah, you probably swallowed somebody's pee then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't tell me you've never accidentally swallowed pee in pool water.
Nope.
I'm sure
This is
have.
why I have a complex with going to water parks, is because you know that them kids ain't holding back their pees, especially in toddlers. There's no freaking way. And when I went to the Kalahari, the water park, and they had this huge old like tidal pool, like the wave pool, and then there's a bunch of kids and stuff. I was like, yeah, no, man. Like, this is the fastest way to getting freaking skin infection.
Oh my God.
So gross. But anyways, yeah, that's some pretty good stories.
Yeah, I don't think I have any other pee stories.
You have any puke stories?
No.
No? No. Okay, so we were sick over Christmas weekend. I started off with the stomach bug, and then Molly got the stomach bug the next day.
Forgot about this. Yeah.
And
2 days. Christmas. You had the
Christmas
stomach bug
Eve.
Christmas Eve.
Eve. Yeah.
And
then you had Christmas Eve.
Yeah. Well, Christmas Day. Really.
So I get up and Griffin was getting a little like fidgety. So I picked him up and I sat in the recliner and I was like kind of rocking him. And this was like 5:00 in the morning, I think. And then he would I think he fell asleep. Mm-hmm. And then I get up and I'm like, I feel sick. So then I give Griffin to Molly, who's lying in bed. And I was like, I think I got to puke. So I go to the bathroom and I start hurling. And I was like, just like puking. And the weirdest thing about when I was puking was that it came out my nose too.
Oh, I hate that.
And it just like made everything just like stuffy and just like runny. And I was like, this freaking burns. And so I think if the worst feeling ever in the world for me is puking, I would much rather have a week-long or a month-long diarrhea than like throwing up.
Same.
It's the worst feeling ever.
Yes.
So yeah, that we were puking, and then you tell your story about when you started wanting to puke.
Yeah, so I got up and I had been having some diarrhea, and I was like, "Oh, I'm okay. I'm doing okay." I slept. I was still like a little queasy, but I was like, as long as I only have diarrhea, I'm fine. And I was like, okay, I'm not gonna puke. I'm not gonna puke. So I got up because I think Griffin was kind of making some noise, and I knew he had to eat or something. And I went to the bathroom. I had a couple drinks of some body armor because I was feeling okay. Like my stomach felt okay, but like, it's just that little queasiness and whatever. I would say I had like a couple gulps of that because Jay's like, dehydrated, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, okay. Then I get Griffin ready and I start breastfeeding him. And I'm like, oh, I'm so thirsty. So I have water always when I'm breastfeeding, and so I grab my cup and I take like 3 more gulps of water because I was feeling okay, I was like a little like ooshy, but like not that I felt like I was gonna puke, and I was like, oh shit.
No, but before you sat down, I think I asked you, like, would you want me to grab the?
No, that was that night. That like when we went to bed that night, you asked if I wanted a bucket, and I said, yeah, that's probably a good idea, and I think I moved it to the chair just in case when I was breastfeeding because it was next to the bed, and then I moved it to the chair just in case so that if I needed it, I could grab it. Yeah. But Griffin was breastfeeding and I really couldn't bend over and I didn't want to pull him off and make him upset. So I was like, Jay, you better give me this bucket. And he like got there and I just started puking. So I'm breastfeeding Griffin. And here's the bucket.
And she's just puking into the bucket. It was the most glorious like sight ever.
It was ridiculous. Yes. But then I felt great.
Yeah, well, yeah. I think after you puke with any kind of situation, you feel so much better afterwards.
It didn't come out my nose.
Yeah. But that time. Here's the other thing that you got to know about me is I don't do well with puke smells or just the sight of it. Yeah. I've seen so many times in elementary school somebody puking in the lunchroom, and it's just like pink with like curdled like stuff, and it smells, and you're just like, oh man, it makes me want to puke. So the sight and the smell of puke, the sound not so much. Like if I hear somebody puking, it doesn't make me want to puke, but the smell, number one, and the sight of puke like will trigger me. And so when Molly was doing her thing, I was just like standing there. I was like, yep, like doesn't bother me. Like,
I know, I was so proud of you.
I think what helped is I didn't look in your bucket after you puked. I didn't look. But what I did do was because it was a trash bin with just a grocery bag, and I was like, well, what do I do with this? Like, do I tie it up? Like, but then it's just water in the bag. And I was like, no, because that's just going to spill. So then I was like, okay. So I opened up the toilet and I just like poured it in. And I was like, wait, but she's not going to want to puke back into a bag that smells like puke. So I took that bag out and I put a new bag on. And I was like, this is the most random shit ever. But I'm glad that I didn't. Like, one, I didn't smell it.
Yeah.
2, I did see it, but only briefly.
Yeah.
But I was just like, man, I'm kind of proud of myself.
I was very proud. I kept like waiting to hear the gagging in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Like,
no, I think what if anything that most recently made me gag was poop on my hand after cleaning Conrad.
Oh my god!
Like there was one time I was wiping Conrad's butt and then just like poop just like smeared on my thumb. I was like, oh! I was like, oh! I was like, it's in my head. It's in my head. But not God. Puke, no. But the poop. Yeah. The poop triggered me.
I was actually pretty impressed too because when Conrad puked in his bed, you did pretty good that time too. Yeah.
Oh man, I walked in his room. I was like, oh, something's ripe in this room. Turned the light on, and just his teddy bear was just caked with puke, and it was off the side of his bed onto the floor. It was
it really?
Yeah, and it was on the slats of his crib. It was just like you could tell where it just like kind of just smeared down and then just like landed on the floor. And I was like, babe, Connor just puked his bed, and then his whole like PJs, his neck over here was like some caked on puke, and I was like, it's okay, buddy. Like I picked him up, and then like I smelt it. But it didn't.
It was bad.
It was bad. It was ripe. And so what we did was I wiped everything down with Clorox and everything. We had to throw away his teddy bear, change out his sheets. Good thing we have like a waterproof mattress cover.
When I was trying to like wash off his sheet a little bit before putting it in I was gagging.
Was there chunks? There's chunks? Oh, I didn't see the chunks. I thought I was going to
be able to save the bear. I was like, oh, we can wash the bear. It's not that big of a deal. You know, it's just puke. Way. There was like cheese.
It was cheese. Oh, yeah. That was like he ate a bunch of cheese.
There was cheese chunks all over his bear. I was like, yeah, that's going in the garbage.
Yeah,
we aren't saving that. It was so, oh my God. Yeah.
And then the smell, we ran the air purifier with the door open and we're like, oh yeah, the smell's going to go away. And then like after a couple of hours, it was like, no, the smell's not going away. Mm-mm. So then I closed the door to create just a closed environment and just like ran it on like super high. Yeah. And then after that, it was
better.
But yeah, that was pretty
bad.
Funny.
But I was impressed by you.
Yeah. I'm impressed by myself because that stuff triggers me.
Yeah.
Pause. I'm just going to go check on it.
I was going to say. He's okay. I know. I kept feeling like I was hearing him, which was like okay. Like I didn't mind hearing him.
Knocked out.
Good.
Yeah. So puke, poop, puke, pee.
Do you have any good puke stories yourself?
Oh my gosh, do I have any puke stories? I got a couple.
You forgot another poop story.
Which one?
The one where you were running and you pooped in your pants, but you like went in the shower and then you threw everything away.
Oh my gosh, yes. When was that? That was in my apartment. Yeah. I pooped my pants and got in the shower to like wash myself off. And then I just didn't know what to do with my pants. I was like, do I wash this? There's like shit on my underwear and then like smeared on the pants too. And I was like, oh, what do I do with this? And then so I just bagged it up and took it to the trash can. I was like, well, I'm not going to wash it. And then because now the thought of me putting on underwear that I shit in, was like, yeah.
Did you throw away the underwear from the other day?
No.
Okay.
I just washed that one.
Yeah. Okay.
So, no, this one was solid though.
Ew.
Yeah, I was not going to peel off poop. This one was liquid. The other one was liquid. It was as if I would peed my pants. I wasn't gonna pick up poop off my underwear. That'd be kind of gross. Puke stories. I got a couple. This might incriminate me for the life I did live in the past. So I'm gonna share the first one first, and then if I feel rebellious, I might share the second one. So first story. So it was, I believe it was, after credit. No. Every year we have a rock paper scissors tournament at the Milwaukee Brewing Company in the 5th Ward for dental school, and we get like 3 tokens, and you can just like buy more beer. And we have a rock paper scissors tournament, so we have this huge bracket, almost like March Madness, of everybody who wants to compete. And you go around, you find a person on the bracket that you're playing, and you play rock paper scissors with them, and then you just kind of compete, keep playing.
Yeah.
And then you have a winner at the end. So all the dental students or who wants to come to this event, we drink a bunch at the brewing company. And then we walk down the street to Stenny's, I believe it is. And I was blitzed already before we went to Stenny's because I just drank so much at Milwaukee Brewing Company. Then went to Stenny's. And I remember distinctly walking in. I was like, I need a drink.
Oh, my God.
And then Scott and Carly were there. And I think I ordered like maybe like a whiskey Coke or something. And so I'm already mixing like my clears with my beers. And it just wasn't good. And so I remember I asked for a vodka soda. And Scott gave me what water. I now know was water, but I was drinking it like it was freaking vodka soda. I was like,
oh my God, this is great.
Yeah, this is freaking awesome. I'm just like coming in and out of consciousness. Like I was just so like, oh yeah, here's my friends. And then all of a sudden I'm just like this freaking like zombie. And I remember going to the bathroom, and then Scott came with me and is like, "Come on, Jay, let's go to the bathroom," because he thought I was gonna puke.
Yeah.
But I just needed to pee, and so I'm just like standing at the urinal, just like doing this, like about to fall over, and he's like holding me from the back as I'm like peeing. Like, this is why he's my best friend. And then I was like, I gotta go home. And then Scott and Carly were like, "We'll take you home." And it's like, no, I'll order an Uber. I'll get an Uber. It's like, no, Jay, like, and this is a story that they tell me after the fact. I don't remember any of this stuff, but it's what they tell me. And they're like, no, we do Uber now. It's like, we'll Uber you home. I was like, oh my gosh, okay, well, just let me pay you. And it's like, no, just leave us a 5-star. They're just talking to me about this stuff. So they drive me to my duplex and help me walk up the stairs, and it was just Scott. And backstory, we had pre-gamed at my house before we went to things. So I left the windows open because it's kind of hot in my duplex. So now it's like after freaking 1 o'clock in the morning, it's cold, and my duplex is like freezing, right? So I walk in, I immediately puke, go to the bathroom, and I start upchucking everything. And then Scott, I guess, apparently texted Carly and said, "Hey, I think we're going to have to be here for a while." So Carly comes upstairs to the duplex. And she's like, "Why is it so freaking cold in here?" So she closes the windows. And then I walk to my bedroom and like plop on the bed. And then Scott apparently goes to my kitchen and like finds like the big red pot. Yeah. The one I had before. Yeah. And like puts it down next to my bed. And he gives me like 3 ibuprofens or something, and then he said I immediately just like puked it into the freaking pot, and it's like, yep, I don't even know, like I can't even give you anymore because I don't know like if you freaking swallow the other ones. So I like upchuck again, and then Scott apparently said like he kept trying to push me over into my side so I wouldn't like puke in my sleep. And then what he did, him and Carly went and like laid on the couch for a couple hours apparently. Yeah. And then after a while, they're like, "Okay, like we're gonna go home. Like I think he's fine." Yeah. Like, I think Carly was like, "I think he's gonna be fine. Let's go home." Yeah. And I think it might have been like a couple hours or something. So then the next morning I wake up and I'm just like the worst hangover. My eyes are bloodshot. I've got like all these like red dots all over my face. Petechiae from like puking. From puking. Yeah. I've never like realized that you could do that. Yeah. Like basically pop
little blood vessels
in your face. I didn't know that.
If you like strain too hard pooping or like or get choked, like that'll happen too.
Oh yeah. No, it was all over my face. Yeah. And then bloodshot eyes. Yeah. And I wake up and I was like, what the hell happened last night? And I'm just like, it's so discombobulated. I was like, I don't even know how I got home. Yeah. That's the freaky thing. And so Scott like calls me later on Sunday and like tells me this whole story. Yeah. I was like, no. And then so I was like, run this story, like everything that happened. And like Daniel like corroborated the story, like other people corroborated the story, and I was like, holy crap, like I just like let go. Yeah. But the whole puke, I remember puking because I remember leaning over the toilet and remembering, good thing I cleaned this toilet before tonight. Because I don't know, I just maybe had like some subconscious that I was gonna be on the toilet. Yeah. But yeah, that was the worst. But the main things was Carly and Scott were Uber drivers. That's and they were my Uber driver home. And then
good thing you didn't puke in the Uber because that's extra. Yeah. You know?
Yeah. That would have been bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. They probably wouldn't. We wouldn't be best friends. Mad at you. Yeah. Yep. But yeah, that's my one.
That's funny.
Puke story. I don't know if I want to share the other one because it's really bad.
Do you want to share one of your pee stories?
Which one?
When we were at somebody's house.
Huh? Oh my no. No. No.
You don't want to share either.
Well, I can share that one. So we are guests at somebody's house and I needed to pee like super bad. So I go up to the bathroom and they have this like wire thing over their
like most toilet, people have over their toilet, you know? Like the shelf.
Yeah, the shelf. And so I went to go lift up, and I had to pee so bad. So I lift up the seat, but for some reason the metal like shelf was like you really had to push that toilet seat up against that metal like shelf. It couldn't be like this because it would close. And so I was like, I'm trying to unbutton it, I'm trying to lift up the thing, and then I go to start peeing, and then the thing starts like falling, and it's not a slow close toilet seat. It's just one of those that come straight down. So I'm just holding my dick, and I see this thing coming. I'm like trying to unbutton, and I start to pee, and then this thing starts falling. I was like, oh no! And I'm like, and then like my dick is just like, like a freaking fire, like fire hose. I pee literally all over the side of the sink, all over the seat, all over the toilet, all over the floor. And then they had like a carpet too, and I'm just like, oh, I was just, this was me. I was like not even coordinated. And I was like, oh shit. And then so I was like, what do I do? And then like, so, I don't know, guys, tell me. When you start peeing, it's so hard to shut that hose up.
I don't understand how you like just don't stop the pee.
You can't stop the hose.
Oh my God, you need to work on your kegels.
Oh my gosh. I couldn't stop. And so I was just like, oh shit. Like literally peed, like literally all over the freaking bathroom. And then so I
need a poll of this of, can you really not stop your pee as a man?
You can. In the moment I was so stressed I couldn't. Like it literally, I let go of my dick to hold up the thing, the toilet seat, and I don't know what direction my dick was pointing, but I found pee underneath the toilet, like behind the seat. I was like, oh my gosh. And then so I'm trying to find like something to wipe. How do these people not have paper towels or some sort of facial tissue or Clorox wipes in their bathroom? I literally opened up all the cabinets and I was like, what the hell? So what did I do? I used toilet paper, but the toilet paper was so thin. And this is like freaking wipe, and then my hands is now touching my piss. I was like, I can't even wipe this. And then at the same time, it's like, now I'm taking forever. So now these people are going to think I'm freaking taking a shit in their house. So I was like, I need to hurry up. But then, so I thought I had wiped everything off and washed my hands, and I wiped it on the towel on the rack, and then I like just was checking everything, and then that's when I found the puddle underneath of the toilet. I was like, frick. So then I take more toilet paper and I'm like wiping it, and so I don't know.
Flushed twice?
There was like 3 times I had flushed. I put it inside the trash can. Right. Because then it was like, who the hell wiped piss? Like, they're going to smell the trash can. It's like, it smells like piss. Like, who wiped piss? And it's not going to be a girl. It's going to be a guy, right? Yeah. And I probably was the only one they saw go up to the bathroom. So then they're going to put process elimination. Yeah. So then I was like, what the hell? But in the whole process of this as well, I peed my pants. Like, everything was just wagging around. I peed my pants. I don't remember if I was wearing like, I was wearing joggers, I think, or maybe jeans. I'm not sure. No, I think it was jeans. No, it was jeans.
Was it?
Yeah, because I was like,
and you won't be able to see that. So you probably can't tell.
See it. Yeah. But I was just like, holy smokes! That's like, it was annihilation in that bathroom.
That's hilarious. Yeah, that's like
the carpet.
I remember you telling me
the legit story. Carpet was wet. There's no way for me to dry out that carpet, so I hope they washed it eventually.
I gotta say, you're the only person I know that washes their bathroom carpets.
Oh my gosh, there's so much crap on that. Yuck.
You just throw it out every so often.
Well, if you have money, you can go buy another one. Those are expensive. That's freaking Magnolia Home, like carpet.
That's true.
Bathroom carpets.
That's true. Yeah.
So got from bathroom rugs. But yeah, that was a good pee story.
That's
legit came down, I think, and I was just like in shock. I was like, you don't want to go up in the bathroom. There's piss all over the place. It might smell like piss. And the problem was that I really don't know if I got everything. Because everything was so confined in that bathroom. My dick would have been pissing all over everything I would have been like guessed. Where
the person who this house was and listens to this, and then they're like,
oh. That's what. How long ago was that?
That was over a year.
Christmas.
I think it was Christmas time.
No, was it Christmas time?
No, but it was over a year ago.
Okay, yeah.
No, I don't think it was Christmas time, but it was just
It was just a hangout.
Yeah.
Yeah, freaking pissed all over their freaking bathroom.
Hilarious.
That was pretty funny.
That was pretty funny.
That was pretty funny. Quick question.
Yes.
Women, when you piss, so us guys, we have to aim, right? Is there any aiming with women? No, you just go.
Yeah.
Now, I know the female anatomy very well, and your labias are like folded over your urethra, right? Urethra is not open to everything. Your labia is kind of like covering it a little bit, right?
Yeah, I guess. I think like when you sit women, though, like it kind of spreads just a little bit. Yeah.
Okay, because I was gonna say, like when you piss, does it get on your thighs?
No.
Okay.
Maybe sometimes if it's like the way you sit or like whatever, but not. No, I wouldn't say every time.
Okay.
No, but I'm trying to think now. Like, I guess it probably does kind of like it kind of gets wet all over down there though.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
That's why you guys gotta wipe.
At least for me, like this is a little TMI, but I feel like my stream's not like yours where it's like this. It's kind of it's more like a spray.
Oh.
Like it's a stream, but it's like a wide stream. You know, like psh,
like when you put your thumb on the end of a hose.
Yes.
No wonder there's
that's
piss
why
all
I can't
over the
aim
floor.
in the shower for the
for the drain.
For the drain. Yeah.
The hardest times to pee is after sex and when you have a random boner.
Yeah. Because
then you're pissing up at the wall. And you're trying to like tuck that thing down. And you're just like, come on, little guy. Let's just go. And then it hurts.
Oh
to
my
piss.
God, that's funny. Yeah, we don't have that problem.
That's funny.
I do remember I do have a pee story after having Conrad. And I didn't have this problem with Griffin. And I don't know why. I feel like my recovery down there was easier with Griffin than with Conrad, and I'm not really sure why, because I think like my tears and things were similar.
Yeah.
But maybe because the labor was so short with Griffin, so like things weren't as like swollen and irritated. But I remember with Conrad, after Conrad, I sat on the toilet and like I don't know why I like ended up kind of sitting back a little bit, which I usually like don't do. Why do you sit back on the? I mean, I wasn't like leaning back, but I feel like I was just kind of like a little bit more relaxed.
Yeah.
And I'm like peeing, and I'm like, why is my feet getting wet? I literally like peed through the slit, like through, and it like came down the thing. But like I don't know why. Like I said, wasn't like leaning back like this.
Yeah.
But for some reason, my urethra was like totally aimed like forward.
That's sometimes me whenever I poop. And like I'm sitting there and like my penis will just be freaking aiming like in that small little space.
Yeah, like.
And I'll just like pee and I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah,
like the freaking underwear's wet now. You know, it's just like what the frick.
It was wild.
So this is why I'm gonna switch our toilets to the elongated ones. We still have the small round toilets in our house. One of my projects this coming spring is to switch out the toilets to elongated, handicap height toilets.
Yes.
Without, what did we see on the Instagram? Without the open, like the it's open. They said by the flat.
Oh yeah.
Because all those crevices are freaking piss, like me pissing all over your toilets.
Yes.
That's not advisable.
Right.
There's a lot of bodily fluid stories that I have. I mean, obviously most of them were like peeing my pants.
Yeah.
But I think the funniest one that I've heard, and this is not for me, but somebody said, was that for guys, like some guys will like just pre-cum in their underwear. And like there's this one story I heard of a buddy of mine who like had like a random boner or whatever and like pre-came in his underwear, and then his penis or his dick head was like stuck to his underwear.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and then like went to like pull it off. Yeah, like went to pull it off and it just like freaking like basically ripped. Not, I mean, he didn't rip his dick, but it's just like that feeling of just like ripping off,
like ripping tape off of it.
Seriously, yeah. So I was like, no,
ouch.
man. Like,
ouch.
nah, I'm good, bro. You gotta wipe that shit off after you. But anyways, that's the one bodily fluid we didn't talk about was semen.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. This is like a pretty graphic.
It is pretty
but
graphic.
It's pretty funny, though.
It is funny.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Anything else? Any other?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Molly's nipples were talk about body fluids. She was about to get. Did you get out of the shower or about to get in the shower?
I think out of the shower.
Out of the shower. Yeah. And then Griffin started crying, or no, I was like, no, I think Griffin needed a feed.
Yeah.
And then Molly's like, oh, like go, feed him after I get ready or something. And then I was like, you gotta go feed now. And then everything is just like dripping, dripping, that and like falling on the ground. I was like, go feed your son.
It was in the morning.
It was in the morning.
Yes, I was gonna get in the shower.
Oh, you're about to get in the shower. Yeah.
Yes.
I was like,
it was just like pouring out.
Pouring. Yeah. I was like, catch that. That's liquid gold, girl.
Man, it's sticky too.
Like, yeah, it is sticky. Yeah, the countertop.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
I was like, I'm like, what was I doing? Drinking my protein shake, and I just put my hand on the countertop. I was like, it's like, what the hell's on the countertop?
It's like only a couple drops, which is funny.
It's just sticky.
Yeah.
But, anyways, so guys, I hope you were entertained by our poop and pee and puke and semen and breast milk
stuff
stories. But like I said, the purpose of this podcast, talking about all this shit, is to really start off 2024 by getting rid of the shit of 2023 and starting off clean, realizing that we all make mistakes, like peeing all over, people's toilets and their bathrooms. Or pooping your pants, or peeing on your leg through the small space between your toilet seat and the toilet. We all make mistakes, and what we do is we clean ourselves up, and we look forward to not repeating those mistakes in the future. So with that being said, 2024 is going to be a big year for all of us. We've got goals. We've got a lot of things we want to improve in our lives, personally, as a family, as standing citizens in our communities, and we hope that you can find what your goals are and make this world a better place, because honestly this world is kind of a pretty depressing place right now. So
that's sad.
We want to do our part and not only bring humor and comedy and just a little bit of enlightenment to people's lives, but also to have fun while we do this podcast, and also just have fun in life, so
absolutely.
That's why we kind of made this random podcast about pooping. Actually, it's not random. This was actually a little bit more planned.
Yeah, we talked about it earlier, but we didn't talk about what we were gonna talk about.
Yeah. So throw out.
I didn't know we were gonna do this twist on it about how life is gonna be great in 2024, but I'm liking the spin.
We're spinning it. Yes, we're spinning it. But yeah, there's a lot of crap that goes on in our lives. You're gonna have those down days, and that's okay. There's gonna be times when you do shit your pants. They're literally or figuratively. Yeah. But you know what? Get yourself back up, wipe your ass, and move on. Get a new pair of underwear on, put on your pants, and move on. Throw out the old ones. Throw out the other ones. Yeah. So there's a lot of life lessons when it comes to stories like this, and hope that you can find the little gem to remember and maybe laugh at, later on down the road. So, that's
I like this
episode.
lesson.
Yeah, this is a good lesson.
Yeah.
So side note, Molly and I are starting to do a little bit more journaling just personally on our own. And I had a good one, and I want to share it with you because it was a pretty good lesson that I kind of put two and two together.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm going to share it with you guys because I thought this was pretty cool. Okay, so it was one I did a couple of days ago. So I said, I took a cold shower last night for 6 minutes. First time I did a double cold shower in a day, and I felt great. So I've been doing these cold showers because I eventually want to get a cold plunge for Molly and I, because cold therapy is good for muscle recovery, big dump of dopamine, and just good endorphins in your system. Helps with healing, helps with skin elasticity and firmness and things like that. There's a lot of health benefits with cold plunging. And so I've been doing cold showers until we, save up enough money to get a cold plunge. I'm learning more about cold therapy and cold plunges and the health benefit it brings. One day I'll get a cold plunge with water chiller, but for now, these cold showers will suffice. I realize that I'm getting slightly used to them. The initial shock factor, the moment the water the cold water hits my skin is still there, but after some controlled breathing, I've noticed it's not so bad. This is where the lesson comes. Most people, if not everyone, will face a very challenging situation in their life, whether it be a new job, new relationship, new experience, whatever it may be. Sometimes that initial shock is something uncomfortable, new, shocking, or painful. Some will get out of the situation right away. Some will weather the pain and suffering for a minute, and some will endure to the very end and adapt to the circumstances. That's not to say to position yourself in a painful or uncomfortable situation forever, but to learn and to adapt to the stimulus. Find ways to manage the stress and shock and overcome the situation. It's common to run away from uncomfortable things and get back in your comfort zone, but expanding your capabilities and staying outside your comfort zone will help you build resilience, strength, power, and will to overcome what's bad, painful, and uncomfortable. It's mind over matter, it's will over pain. Stay the course and you just might surprise yourself. So...
your journals are too in-depth.
I think like when it comes to journal writing, I just envision myself like with this particular app that I'm using, I just envision myself printing this off and then having like my kids or my grandkids read it. That's in my mind somewhat of the purpose of why I'm writing it. Not just for me, but maybe like Conrad or Griffin or one of our other kids.
I wish I had like that much wisdom.
You do.
I don't.
You do.
I don't.
I think if you just take the time, you're doing these daily gratitude like journal entries. I think that's valuable because one day is going to be better than the other, and what you write on that particular day, maybe like our kids are going to read it and be like, "Oh, mom really was struggling this day." Because of based on what her gratitude was. But the wisdom in that you found time to write in your journal when it wasn't a very good day or when one day was really, really good and you wrote about it. I think that's wisdom that our kids and yourself can look back on. So don't cut yourself short. And I think what you write down is going to be
better at everything than I am. It's okay.
It's not that.
I won't give up.
We're wise in our own individual ways.
You're just better at words than I am.
I think that comes with what my experience in life was, though, as a missionary.
I know.
I always, as much as I don't associate myself with the Mormon church, there's a lot that the Mormon church taught me.
Yeah.
And I think that's where I kind of get a little bit of my wisdom, I guess you could say, or like the way I use words. But yeah, I'm no freaking, what's that? Literature.
Yeah.
Writer.
Yeah.
No, I'm not a writer.
Yeah.
But I tried to. But anyways, yeah. So I think it's just like
your lesson.
You like my lesson?
Mm-hmm.
Which one? The
one you
wipe your shit up? Oh. The wipe your shit?
Yeah.
Or
no.
The skull punch? The will?
Yeah.
Appreciate that. But anyways, guys, this is 2024. This is a new year. So start off on a high, talking about shit, getting rid of the shit.
Oh my God.
New clean pair of underwear.
Yeah. That's the lesson today.
That's the lesson today. Literally and figuratively. You know what we should do? Here's another thing we should do.
What?
We should really try to do this every single episode. I'll take this one. Next episode, you're going to teach our guests a lesson. Something we'll tie it all in together, and then so we're gonna have fun episodes like what we had today, or maybe just a random episode, but then at the end of the episode we're gonna tie it into a life lesson that our listeners can take back as a gem and maybe apply it to their life. So next time, Molly's got it.
All right.
Yeah. See, this is another way to exercise your wisdom and exercise your talent.
Working on it.
Yeah. So guys, we love you.
Yes.
We appreciate you. Molly's got big boobs because her pump's in there, but hopefully you didn't hear too much of the tonight.
What does it look like? Those are my nipples, but it's the pump.
That's a really pointy nipple. Anyways.
Anywho.
We love you guys. Thank you so much for listening to our podcast. And we're looking forward to an amazing year with you guys. Thank you for supporting us. Molly and I love doing this. I think I've laughed more tonight.
I know.
About pee stories.
I still
it's a good story.
Still gonna laugh at that one. I'm really glad I remembered that one.
Yeah.
That should go in your journal today.
I should write about it.
Or tomorrow.
Yeah. Alrighty, guys. Thank you so much. This is Unscripted Conversation Podcast. My name is Jay.
And I'm Molly. I thought you were going to say armchair expert.
I was going to say that too. It was like about to roll off my tongue. I was like, no, that's not it. Alright, guys. Hope you guys have a good weekend. And we will see you next week. Alright, bye.
Bye.
Is that pee?
Yeah.
Oh, here. I had to get the fart in there.